Have you ever felt the urge to share your next big move, only to realize later that speaking too soon cost you everything? In a world where everyone is rushing to post, tweet, and announce their plans, there's a quiet power in doing the opposite. A strength that lies in silence, a wisdom that echoes through time. From ancient warriors to modern-day leaders, from philosophers to billionaires, some of the world's most influential figures have lived by one golden rule: never reveal your next move until it's done. But why? Because silence is not weakness, it's strategy, it's protection, it's control. And when used wisely, it becomes your sharpest weapon. In this video, we've gathered 50 powerful thought-provoking quotes from legendary figures both ancient and modern, who understood the value of keeping their plans hidden, their intentions guarded, and their mouths shut. These aren't just short sayings. Each quote is a deep reflection, a mini lesson wrapped in the voice of someone who changed the world. You'll hear the silent wisdom of Sun Tzu, the guarded genius of Leonardo da Vinci, the quiet resolve of Rosa Parks, and the strategic patience of Warren Buffett. So if you've ever wondered whether you should speak up or stay quiet, whether to share your vision or build it behind closed doors, this is for you. Sit back, clear your mind, and listen closely, because sometimes the most life-changing advice doesn't come from loud voices, but from the echoes of silence. The wise general never announces his strategy before the battle is over. To reveal your next move before you strike is to gift your opponent the advantage. Silence is not weakness. It is the quiet sharpening of the sword. Speak only when the victory is certain and not a moment sooner. I have learned that those who speak least of their dreams are the ones most likely to bring them into the light of day. The mechanics of invention require solitude, not applause. Let your creations surprise the world, not be dissected before they are born. Control over one's tongue is among the highest forms of discipline. In silence, you are not deceiving others, but protecting your peace. Speak of your intentions only when action renders them irreversible. The Stoic way is to move quietly and let outcomes speak on your behalf. The prince who whispers of his plans becomes vulnerable before he even takes action. The world is a chessboard of watching eyes and waiting opportunists. Let your silence breed unpredictability. Only then will your steps be yours alone and your power secured. A man who talks of his path before walking it invites unnecessary judgment and distraction. Speak little of where you are going, for the wind may carry your words to those who would place stones in your way. Let your journey be known by your footprints, not your declarations. Among the many virtues required in leadership, discretion is the most overlooked and the most powerful. Let your enemies remain uncertain. Let your friends be surprised, and let your silence be a shield. No man ever lost ground by keeping his counsel. The most revolutionary moves I've made weren't tweeted, hyped, or discussed. They were quietly executed behind the scenes. If you're truly building something that changes the world, it demands your focus, not your broadcasting. Silence protects momentum. Sometimes the loudest thing you can do is to say nothing. Plans, particularly those meant to change your life or community, need protection from premature exposure. The moment you speak, you invite critique, doubt, and distraction. Hold your intentions close until they are undeniable. Every dream has its season of silence, not because it's timid, but because it's sacred. The soil doesn't boast when it hides the seed. It simply nurtures it in quiet, knowing that one day the world will marvel at the bloom. Your next move deserves that reverence. Genius often walks in silence, not because it fears misunderstanding, but because it seeks clarity untainted by noise. When you're working on something profound, let your results do the talking. Silence is a womb in which brilliance is born. I've learned that telling the world everything you're about to do is a sure way to scatter your power. Some things need to grow in the dark, shielded from doubt and negativity. Not everyone is meant to understand your vision until it's too real to deny. Never tell people everything you know, and never tell them your next move. The market favors the patient, and success belongs to those who understand timing. There's immense power in silence, especially when others are speaking too much. When the mind is quiet, it is most powerful. Likewise, when the intentions of the heart are kept sacred and silent, they manifest without the burdens of interference. Speak only when your truth is ready to stand unshaken. Real moves are never loud. You don't tell people you're about to level up, you just do it. Silence keeps the snakes confused and your focus intact. Let them see the result, not the grind. Those who speak most of their plans are often the least prepared to execute them. Guard your ideas as you would a treasure. In silence you refine, in noise you risk theft. Power is most seductive when it is quiet. I never revealed my plans until they were beyond reversal. A whispered intention can echo into betrayal, but a silent triumph commands loyalty and awe. I never revealed the iPhone to the world until it was complete, functional, beautiful, inevitable. Why? Because innovation is fragile in its early stages. If you want to build something meaningful, protect it from the noise, from opinion, from doubt. In diplomacy, silence is strategy. The more you reveal, the more leverage you lose. Leadership isn't about making noise. It's about knowing when silence speaks louder than policy. I came, I saw, I conquered, but I did not announce. The moment of attack is not the moment of speech. Silence in matters of war or ambition is the greatest form of readiness. Wisdom begins in silence. Before you share your steps, question why you feel the need to do so. The need to announce often hides insecurity. The wise are content to act without applause. Every invention begins in silence. The laboratory of the mind is no place for chatter. Announce nothing, build everything, then let the light bulb change the world on its own terms. I've learned to move in silence. By the time people knew I was launching a billion-dollar beauty brand, it was already done. Protect your next move like your legacy depends on it, because it does. When you're fighting for freedom, noise can be fatal. Strategy demands silence. Let your work be seen, not heard. And let your steps be measured by the strength of your resolve, not the loudness of your voice. I don't talk about what I'm going to do on the court. I show up and win. Let the trophies speak. Let the grind stay private. There's strength in keeping your mouth shut and letting your game roar. Yes, I talked big in the ring, but outside it, I trained in silence. Your next move must surprise. Don't let the world read your playbook. Let them catch up when it's too late. Not all revolutions are shouted from the rooftops. The most effective ones are planted in silence and explode in action. Don't tell the system you're coming, just show up and flip it. The strength of a republic lies not just in its freedoms, but in its discretion. Let us not speak of future conquests before they are constitutional certainties. In governance and in life, prudence is power. Give thy thoughts no tongue. Let the fire within be your secret forge, and let no man know thy direction until thou art at the gates. For those who speak of war too soon find no battlefield left to win. The grind doesn't need a press conference. It needs silence, pain, repetition, and hunger. Only the insecure talk about their hustle. Real ones stay quiet and let the championship rings do the talking. I observed the heavens and stayed silent until my findings were irrefutable. If truth is your destination, silence must be your vehicle. Speak too soon and your truths become opinion. The court was always full of whispers, but my throne stood firm because my mind stayed silent. Speak little, observe much. In the quiet, a queen strengthens her crown. A general does not declare his invasion before the troops march. Surprise is a weapon, and silence is its sheath. Your next move is most dangerous when it is invisible. Some of the biggest moves I've made, whether albums or business decisions, were done in total secrecy. I've learned the hard way that once you tell people your plans, you invite resistance. Silence is your safest studio. The wise man does not boast of his next step, for he knows that in silence lies the space for contemplation. To act in quiet is to act in alignment with truth. Not every battle needs a banner. Some moves require quiet planning, rooted in justice and patience. When you're building a movement, silence isn't weakness. It's a womb of strategy. I didn't set out to make history by talking about it. I just flew. There's a beauty in moving forward without an announcement, and a power in achieving what no one expected you could. True intention does not require an audience. When your heart is aligned with purpose, speak less and act more. Inner silence builds outer strength. Amazon didn't become a behemoth by bragging about its next acquisition. We moved quietly, executed efficiently, and let the marketplace react. Silence is not secrecy, it's strategic patience. Action without prelude is the most profound demonstration of character. Let not the winds carry your plans before you've secured them with action. A life of virtue is lived, not narrated. My act was silent, but it echoed through generations. You don't need to shout your intentions. You only need the strength to stand by them when the time comes. I don't post every move I make. I've learned that the more you say, the more they block. So I move in silence, let them guess, and drop the results when they're undeniable. When you're truly evolving, you don't broadcast it. Transformation happens in the silence of discipline. Talk too much about your next level, and you risk losing the momentum that fuels it. I never explained my paintings before they were finished. If I had, I would have painted for the world instead of for truth. Keep your brushstrokes hidden until the masterpiece is undeniable. Let them talk. I trained while they talked. I moved while they slept. I didn't tell the world I'd win. I just did. That's the power of quiet confidence. I did not rule through chatter, but through cunning. Let others make noise while I moved in silence, striking only when the path was clear. Power is quiet until it is absolute. I vanish for years and come back with art. That's not mystery, it's sacred privacy. Some things aren't meant to be dissected in real time. Let your work live before it's questioned. The mind is most fertile when it's silent. Speak of your dreams too early, and they wither under exposure. Nurture them where no one can touch them, where they belong to you alone. I didn't need to tweet about every workout. I didn't need to announce every decision. When you're focused on greatness, you don't have time to narrate it. Silence is part of the climb. Not every thought needs a mic. Not every plan needs applause. Real ones move in silence because truth don't need to yell, it just needs to show up. When I first started striking, I didn't shout my goals. I acted. One girl, one sign, no noise. The world paid attention when the silence became movement. Let your actions rise before your words. Thank you so much for watching. If you found these powerful quotes insightful and inspiring, please don't forget to like the video, leave a comment sharing your favorite quote, and share it with others who might need this wisdom today. And of course, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content every week. Your support means the world to us.